Mike McCool here in the Royal Examiner studio, and with me today is Lieutenant Robbie Seal and Sergeant Terry Fritts from the Warren County Sheriff's Office, and it's kind of like their monthly roundup of things that are going to happening and what have happened and what's going to happen. So, and they got this. Look at this cheat sheet here. Look at all this stuff.
We have to have a cheat sheet because it's loaded. And I have moments where I can't totally rember everything that's on the list.
Well, put your glasses on and then tell us what's on the list.
Well, we're going to start with Terry here because a lot of these things, through the community policing unit that we both work out of, we put together, like you said, things that we've completed already. Halloween's coming up. A lot of things we're looking forward to. So we'll let Terry kind of narrate some things, and I'll just kind of throw my 2 cents in.
I know you're really just biting, to get to that zombie walk.
Since I'm, kind of limited on articulation, so.
I mean, he already walks like a zombie.
I know.
So,
I do that. That's true.
All right. So what's happened so far this month?
So, October 5th, we had coffee with a cop at the senior center. Sheriff Butler went down and had coffee there. I think there was also a spaghetti dinner that they were doing.
I know it's had to have more food than coffee for.
Yeah. But that was one of the things that we done. It's important to kind of have that relationship, to just sit there and share a cup of coffee and stories. Then we did, on October 8th, was a super busy weekend for us. We had the Church of Skyline Fall Festival that we were invited to. Lieutenant Seal and myself attended that one. Then we had the Christendom College Homecoming. We had a canine display there. Our search and rescue vehicle had some stuff. There was a tug-of-war game that was very popular. And then we had Wings and Wheels at the airport. So we had our search and rescue vehicle and one of our canine vehicles on display there. All the events on that day was well attended, but it was just a super, super busy day. On the 13th, we did the Public Leadership Day. People came to the office. Sheriff Butler put on a presentation for them for leadership stuff. And then Lieutenant Seal and I, we went to the Worlds of Work at Shenandoah University and the athletic center that they have there. It was upcoming 9th graders, so 8th graders exploring work fields. It was a 2-day event. About 3,000 students from the area was there. So it was a big, big event. Well attended, a lot of interest in like fingerprints and what we do as law enforcement. Although, like the handcuffs and the vest and all the equipment we had was the most popular.
Well, that was the major, the attraction at our table was.
Did you tell me you were going to give demonstrations for the taser? Just stand in line, right?
No, we didn't do that.
All they wanted was to have the handcuffs, the restraints put on them, and then their buddies take a photograph of them in handcuffs.
In front of the sign that says 5, 6, 7 feet, right?
Yeah.
Turn left.
So those are some of the big events that we have done so far just this month. And then we have a bunch of stuff that's upcoming that's going to be next week.
Well, you were busy patrolling there at the Festival of Leaves. I seen the sheriffs and the police department around. That was another great event, wasn't it? We had almost 8,000
well attended,
Well attended, and everybody seemed to be having a good time.
Plus, we had the Homesteaders event. We were out and about for some of that, too.
It's amazing. Amount of people that come through the county, we don't really even realize it. Things that go on. Yeah, it's great.
Lots of events. October is usually one of our busiest months. Usually fall and spring. Summer's too hot, winter's too cold.
That's right.
But they hit us up hard fall and spring.
That's right. That's right.
Exactly.
So what's coming up next?
Well, we have on the 27th, we have, I don't know if you've had Michelle Smelser in here with DSS. They're having their...
Yeah, they were just in.
They're having their Jack-o'-lantern Jubilee. We missed it last year. We're involved this year, so looking forward to that. Terry and I will be out there for that, setting up our table and giving candy out to the kiddies.
Yeah.
And, that's sort of as well as our...
Bring your best dressed costume.
Yeah.
We want to see the best costume.
We'll have ours
I think someone should dress up as Robbie and see who could be the best impersonator. Wouldn't that be cool?
That would be funny.
That'd be great.
We get Terry Crews out there.
I don't have enough hair. I've slicked my hair back to be like Robbie.
Yeah, you'd be like,
Oh, gosh. So, looking forward to that. And that's, again, the 27th of this month from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m.
And that's going to be over at the 15th Street complex
15th Street.
On the track.
Yeah.
They had great turnout last time they did it, and this time they got bigger and better things planned. It's great.
Yeah.
It's great.
And, of course, the 28th, every day next week seems to be from Thursday up through the weekend. Halloween-related Front Row GMC dealership is having a trunk or treat event, and that's
it's a drive-through.
It's a drive-through. Yes. That's right, drive-through trunk or treat from 5:30 to 8:30 p.m. And that's really we're hopefully get assistance from VDOT to have one of their digital signs out there to warn traffic motorists, to slow down, because generally it's a drive, as Terry mentioned, a drive-through type of event where people pull right up and get their candy, trick or treat candy.
Load it up. Yeah.
So expect a little bit of delays in that area possibly at that time. We're going to try to have all the traffic stuff taken care of.
Yeah.
But 6 to 8 northbound lane may be a little hectic.
Yeah.
People getting
You
into
start
the
backing
GMC.
up, yeah.
So.
Yep.
Getting in and getting out. Yeah.
Patience, please.
Yeah.
We don't want to work any accidents out there.
No.
Absolutely. And of course, our I guess second date of the National Drug.
Yes, I was going to talk
Take
about
Back
that.
Day.
I was talking to the Warren Coalition. Looks like they're involved in kind of spearheading it this year.
Are they? I hadn't heard that.
And, well, they said they're working with you.
Well, you would think I would get word of that, but being the vice president of the Warren Coalition, so evidently conversation's not really as good as it should
Well,
be. But
maybe we should just edit this part out. What do you think? Well, we'll talk about that off.
we'll
off
talk
camera.
about that later. So, no, actually,
But still, this drug take back
well,
thing.
Yes.
well, the coalition. I mean, for what our coalition, the Warren Coalition, does in the community. I mean, for our youth and for our seniors, they do help promote obviously Drug Take Back Day. So
Right.
they get the word out as well as we do to the community. For the sake of having those that have unwanted medications, letting them know that we're having our Drug Take Back Day coming up. So that's generally what you're talking
We've
about.
we've been running an ad and putting it in our email blast every day, all this week, and we'll run right up until Saturday, so people can click on there and get some more information about what they take, what they don't take. And,
Now, the one thing then, and I mentioned this at our CAC meeting. Actually, we had a CAC meeting last night there at the sheriff's office. The one thing that I saw, of course, Terry and his brother Brandon from Valley Health will be manning it this year. Well, they manning it in April, and they'll be doing it again on the here at the end of the month.
It's going to be October 29th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m.
Yeah.
and same place.
Same place
place,
it was last year. It's the old urgent care next to where Southern States is.
Yeah.
Right there.
So what I was getting ready to say, I noticed a big difference in the volume of medications that we took in from the April date to the October, and in looking at that, we took less in October, and a lot of that I think is based on the traffic that's coming into town to see the foliage and everything. A lot of locals they don't want to deal with the traffic. However, where we're going to be set up, it's not the bypass, which is Commerce Avenue.
Sure.
It's at 120 North Commerce Avenue, which is the Valley Health Rehabilitation Center. It used to be their old urgent care next to Southern States. People use the bypass. If you can get on the bypass and bypass.
And what's a drive-through too?
55.
Right.
You just turn in,
Yeah.
go through there, hand it out the window, and keep going. Right.
So you won't
don't even have to
necessarily
stop.
you won't necessarily get into the traffic that's coming in on 55.
Sure.
And that bottleneck's right there on Chrysler Road and South Street and South Royal Avenue, getting to the drive to worry about being in traffic if you're coming from the south. So
Yeah, it's easy to get in and out there, and it's like I said, it's pretty quick. You just drive thing, hand it to the work of your brother.
Yep. I'll be there collecting it up myself or my brother Brandon. Just drive up. You can hand us the stuff right out of the window, and we'll go ahead and dispose of it for you.
There's no questions, no
questions
paperwork,
asked. Nope.
no questions asked.
that's right. That's right.
So kind of talking a little bit about the DEA Drug Take Back Day, we're working on a partnership with Valley Health. I've been trying to coordinate with my brother with the pharmacy program. We're trying to institute sharps containers in each one of our vehicles so our deputies have a safe way to dispose of non-evidence type items that they may find that is of no evident value.
Sure.
But we need to be able to dispose of it safely. So if we found a needle laying on the ground, we need to be able to pick it up and put it in a safe container. So we're trying to work on a partnership to where they are going to give us on either a grant or purchase for us these sharps containers that I can outfit into our vehicles. So we're working on that. Hasn't been finalized yet, but I mean, it's that motto that the sheriff has been so part of. We make the difference. So we, with the community partnerships with Valley Health, will make a difference in the community of keeping our deputies safe and keeping our community safe.
Right. You don't want those things getting out. They're easy to prick yourself with them. It's just handling them. You got to be real careful.
I like that word. It's easy to spell. It means a lot. I'm serious.
All right. Ken, can't spell me without we. Right? All right. Now, also on the 29th is
Hometown Halloween.
Yes.
So that's going to be from 3 to, I think, about 8:30, 9 o'clock
Right.
on Main Street. We will be a part of that as well. Again, we, as in everyone within the community, and then the downtown businesses are all going to be a part. So dress up, have some fun.
fun. And also, that's Zombie Walk.
Yeah.
And it'll be coming right down Main Street there sporadically throughout. So just be careful when you're there. You don't panic when you see these crazy people driving.
Oh, I'm used to Robbie walking
know.
like a zombie.
Oh,
So
I've got a
it's
natural.
fine.
So that's gonna-
I've got a natural zombie walk.
I know. Well, that's going to start around 5:30
Yeah.
at the Bing Crosby, and then leave around 6. And we'll walk down Commerce Avenue,
Yeah.
cut over to Royal Avenue, come down to Main Street, and then mosey up Main Street. So it'll be good. It'll be a lot
Yeah.
of fun. A lot of people like this stuff.
A lot of things going on.
It's going to be a
lot of
busy day
things.
on the 29th. A lot of things going on.
Yeah, all day long. There's things, some churches and things around the area are having some bazaars and craft days as well. So
Right.
yeah.
Right.
And then the last thing that we had on our list, the 31st, the Moose is having a trunk or treat that we are probably going to be a part of, trying to finalize some of the details there. But yeah, come out and see us on the 31st,
Yeah.
6 to 8, Moose Lodge for trunk or treat.
You guys are busy, busy, busy.
Yeah, that's and a lot of Christmas events coming up as well. So
Oh yeah, that'll be here before you know it.
yeah.
So a couple things that we're going to be having come up in November. We're going to be doing a food campaign with the Masonic Lodge. They're going to come in and feed the senior center. We're also going to be doing a burial for all of the unclaimed
Oh,
bodies.
yes. Yeah.
Currently, I think we're around 19 of unclaimed bodies for people that had no family to come forward to claim them. So it's the initiative of the Sheriff's Office with the We partnerships that we've partnered with Prospect Hill Cemetery. And then we are going to have a burial for all 19 of the individuals that have been unclaimed that are just sitting in a shelf in the sheriff's office. So we want to give them a final resting place, the best possible scenario that you could for someone who is unclaimed, so they have a proper and respectful place for a final resting place.
Good work. It's kind of hard to imagine that people would be in that state unclaimed with the way of the world, but that's a really reflection on our mobility and our families and how people have just got this separation and part of our homeless. It's all big circle.
It is.
Some of it's
It
not
is.
necessarily homeless people like you would think. They could be just an individual that lives alone with no other family, but they own a house or whatever, and they just happen to pass away within our community. They're not a criminal. They're not any bad person. It's just an individual that has no family, nobody to come forward to say, hey, I want to give them a proper burial.
Exactly.
So this is the initiative of the sheriff. We want to be able to have a final resting place for these people and give them some peace and closure.
And when you're going to be doing that?
Working on a date with Prospect Cemetery, so we need to figure out when they're going to be available. The other thing is we want to make sure that if any individual had military services, that they would have a proper military burial. So we're in the process of researching that information, so that way, again, we can have a proper burial. So we can have our honor guard there to do services. Our chaplain will be there to say some non-denominational type words to put everybody at rest. And then we'll have military, if there is a military service member that will be buried.
It's a good thing to do.
It is.
Good thing.
Other jurisdictions have done this. Prince William, that's where I was modeling some of this after, was something that they had done years and years ago. So it's not something that's a new practice. It's just a new practice here.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure what had happened with unclaimed bodies prior to this administration taking over, but this is something that going forward, we're going to do a yearly burial for any unclaimed bodies that we have. We're going to try to target it around October, November, so that way we can get into a routine. Anything that comes unclaimed, we're going to give a final resting place that year.
So what else you have in November? I want to remind you, November the 11th at 11 a.m. at the courthouse is our veterans.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So be sure that we encourage all veterans to show up for that and have a remembrance. It's always a very somber moment.
Oh, yeah. It is.
Yeah.
It is, Mike. But no, to answer your question, we're saving for our November, December. For
next
meeting.
month.
I mean, we still do our reading with the sheriff on the fourth Wednesday
Yes,
of every
right.
month with our partnership with the library. We got a few things for Christmas that we're working. We're
Okay.
trying to do a seniors and Santa, and then
Yeah,
a story time with the library. We're going to have a Santa outfit,
yeah.
and
A coat drive.
going to have this gentleman here accompany Santa Claus to the library, and it's going to be
Ho, ho,
cookies
ho.
with Santa
Yeah.
and story time with Santa. But it's also going to be the sheriff's
Donuts with
office, too.
Santa.
Donuts with Santa.
Well, you guys take a lot of abuse.
That's okay. Let's see. We also have the Shop with the Sheriff campaign. So a lot of things that are being worked on in the background that we haven't necessarily finalized all the details,
Yeah.
but they're close, and
Takes a lot.
It's going to be November, December. Some of these.
And this time of year, actually looking at coat drive as well. So
Looking at a coat drive and a food drive. We'll have some more information that we're going to be pushing out on that here in the very, very near future.
yeah.
A lot of stuff's happening. Like you say, CCAP is moving into their new place. The Royal Front Initiative is taking over the old Elks Club down there and remodeling that, and hopefully that the thermal shelter will get in there on the first of
Yeah,
the year,
yeah.
which will be good. It's just a lot of good things happening in
A lot
our
of good
community. Little things, but these little things add up.
They do.
And,
They
and,
do.
and it makes a really great opportunity.
Well,
for-
you know, in past times we've gotten together and talked about the things that are going on in the community. I've always harped on the support we have in our community, and it's a tremendous network of people that live here in the Front Royal Warren County area working together for the common cause of what we're trying to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we couldn't do what we do and bring these services and improve everybody's quality of life in the community without the community's support, because that's how we fund most of the stuff. It's through donations, through businesses,
Exactly.
churches, whomever wants to improve
that
the
we
quality.
word.
That's
We.
that we word again.
And it'll keep coming back because we need everybody's help. We all need to work together to one common goal.
This is
to
all
improve
part of that
everybody.
community policing initiative that
It is.
the sheriff is doing. And I think it's kind of hard to just look at one thing and see how it works. But when you see the whole picture and you stand back and you look at it, you can see the more people you get involved, the more things we're doing together. We've become, bonding our community family together is important.
It is important.
Yeah.
And I don't want people to lose, you lose the insight of the fact that, your sheriff's office is doing some great things with the community. Sometimes we focus, people focus on the negativity
Sure,
that exists out there. But we're doing some tremendous community spirited actions out there and networking with our community.
Yeah.
And we're very proud of that and very excited to keep that going and come up with a lot of new ideas and new strategies to just even enhance the community policing division even further. So
Couple other things we did. We did the triad signing ceremony. That
Oh,
was
yes.
the
Yep.
very last day.
Covered
of,
on the Royal Examiner.
yes, nice plug.
Great event.
We had the Attorney General. I mean,
Yeah.
he made a special trip for that, and that was
did.
really
He
something.
did.
And people don't realize how much you get these the Attorney General to show up in your town. That's pretty good.
all
The
the-
governor and
All
the governor sitting right where you're sitting here.
Yeah, exactly. I
Not that long
remember.
ago.
I
Yeah.
remember. I remember that. I actually saw the podcast on that when you guys talked, and with the Attorney General. Here it is, all these years. I've never met Attorney General, and Attorney Miyares here in 3 back-to-back events I've been to.
Yeah, there he was.
There he
Yeah.
was. I've
Yeah,
seen him
that's
three
good.
three times. So sort of unusual, but yeah, nice guy. Nice. He's doing some
Yeah,
great
you
things.
could tell. When he spoke at your event there. I mean,
Yes.
for 40
Yeah.
minutes. I mean, all off the cuff. I mean, you
Yeah.
could tell he was speaking from the heart there. It was
Yeah,
very
he didn't have
sincere.
anything written down.
No. In fact, there was questions asked, and he just answered
Yeah.
everything that was asked
Yeah.
of him. That was great.
And I happened to see him. Obviously, the other 2 vets was I went with the sheriff to the sheriff's annual sheriff's conference in Virginia Beach, and then of course Terry and I what triad?
Yeah,
at
we went to the state triad conference. That's just a big conference to improve the quality of life for seniors within the state and resources that would be available. So the Attorney General was speaking about what resources his office has to offer for the senior community.
Yeah.
So it was a great event.
Yeah.
Great. Well, like you say, part of this policing, and the thing I always like to fall back on is people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care.
There you go.
And I think that's important. That's really what you're doing.
There you go, Mike. Perfectly well said. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, we will see you in a few weeks.
Yes.
And you're going to tell us all about your goody things that you got planned for the Christmas holiday around
Yes, we
and
will.
about. And there's crime during Christmas, so we want to watch that. And we do have a few porch pirates that we need to clamp down on, but We'll get there.
We
and
will.
again, it goes back to this we thing. And if you see something, say something. I think that's really important.
Yes, it
Sounds
is.
so cliche, but it works.
It is important.
It
You're
works.
right. It does work. It
All
does
right,
work.
Terry and Robbie, we appreciate you coming in and talking to us. Thank
always.
you so
Appreciate it,
much.
Mike. Thank you.
Thank you.